Young money, syrup in the big shot. Time to do the thing, that's word to your wristwatch. Shoot the Glock till it burn to my wrist lock. Rims hella big, tire skinny like Chris Rock. Hold a gun sideways like oh dog. Shoot a nigga in his face.
He just makes guides, and after that I was like, bro, I followed you for effing fucking 19 episodes, and now I gotta start all over, bitch.
That shit's crazy.
That sucks. Yo,
Um,
I'd be. Wait, so you can't play that game without a guide?
I mean, if you want to get everything, you kind of need one.
I don't know, man.
Did he use a guide? Did he use a guide to make his guide?
Apparently, he didn't use it.
Come on, bro. Figure it out.
I was kind of pissed. I was like, bro.
He's probably trolling.
Definitely was trolling.
Yeah, it could have. That's a long like thing to troll. Like, you know,
19 episodes.
Yeah.
How long were the videos?
Oh, a solid hour and a half.
Oh.
Damn,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, bro, I was freaking deep.
That's
Shit was
crazy.
tough. I was like, oh,
Bro, I remember I printed off the whole guide to freaking Zelda. It was like 300
No
pages.
way. No way.
which one?
I don't remember. I think it was probably like Twilight Princess. That's what it was called.
Yeah.
The Wii, the one for the Wii.
Printed off a whole guide at home, like back in the day.
Yeah.
Yo, we put our printer through the ringer. I used to print off like guitar tabs, and I still have the box full of them.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, holy shit! I use so much paper and ink on this shit.
I vaguely remember that actually.
Back in the day when you had a printer, these things are non-existent now.
Dude. I mean, I can't remember the last time I used a printer, to be honest.
Anytime I use a printer, I just go to UPS or FedEx and just get a copy printed.
Yeah, I just go to work, print stuff at work. I don't have to print stuff often though, like never nowadays. So I don't even remember the last thing I printed. I don't even remember what the last thing I printed was.
I'm telling you, they're becoming obsolete. Like, unless you're printing off like fuck, man, I don't even know what.
I don't think
What are you looking for? Unless you're going to school, but even now you just email your shit.
I use a printer a lot when I go in, like for real estate, just because sometimes it's just easier to just have them sign it, like the paperwork, as opposed like, especially when you're dealing with older people and you're like having to explain how to use like DocuSign or something. You're like, no shot. I'm not trying to be out here working with Eddie every time I fucking need to get some paperwork signed.
You damn kids.
I don't understand how elderly people just can't get a grasp on anything that's electronic, bro. And it's like, it's so simple. Like the things that they're trying to do are so simple, but they just don't even try. It's like they don't even want to learn it.
The part that kills me is like you get a smartphone in your hand, and I could see it being maybe like a little much, but like it tells you you just push the button that it says. And you see babies now, they pop out of the womb and they freaking can operate an iPad. They're just like,
For real. It's weird.
Dude, I remember troubleshooting at Verizon, dude. I remember those days where they're like, yo, I don't know what it is. I just can't get any phone calls, dude. They turn on that do not disturb mode, and I'm like,
oh my
dude.
gosh, man. They had their cellular data turned off.
Oh, yeah, dude. They're in airplane mode, dude. I'm like, oh.
Those were always the best because you knew exactly what it was, and you're like, I'm gonna go in the back and run some tests on it. Take like a nice little 15 minutes back there and just be like, is this guy gonna get a new phone? Huh? How can I spin this into a new phone? How can I convince this guy to buy a tablet? Remember trying to convince people to buy shit that they
Oh my
didn't need?
gosh.
I
dude.
feel like such a scumbag nowadays. I think about that. I'm like,
Yeah, in hindsight, I was like, dude, a majority of those people.
think about all the home
I don't
phones
know,
that we
dude.
set up for people, and then just to find out that like if you had a security system at your house, not gonna work with it.
Or hey, we fax. Oh, whoa, sorry, this is not
You're
gonna
not
work for
faxing
you.
anymore. Gonna learn how to email.
But you gotta do
Scan that shit
eFax,
with this
dude.
new phone that I got you.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of that, my grandma's home phone don't work anymore, bro.
That new one?
Yeah, bro, it don't work anymore. She's calling me, asking me like, "Hey, this thing broke," and I'm like,
She don't want to call
Bro,
star
I'm-
611, dude. Good luck.
"Yeah."
You tell her, hey grandma, nobody has a home phone anymore.
She has
Just use your cell
both, but
phone.
man,
Does she
she
still have
has
that flip
both,
phone or
bro.
what? She has a smartphone yet?
No, she has a smartphone, bro. I bought her
Whoa.
a boombox from Sam's Club, like a Bluetooth one. It's a legit one. And bro, she'd be over there blasting the Paisa music like loud as hell too. She got some figured out, bro. My aunt shared her Shazam with her, or not Shazam, Spotify with her, and they're listening to the big effing. It's a huge ghetto blaster, bro. So she'd be like blasting it.
Dang.
Walking around with her house with it.
That's
Yeah,
the
bro,
thing
it's
though, is
sick.
once you get like an old person into the technology and they have nothing else to do, like they're retired, they have nothing else to do during the day, they're utilizing the shit of that. Chelsea's grandpa like is always calling them like, hey, I can't get Alexa to do this. I can't get my Netflix to do this. I'm like, oh God, you need to get back outside again. God damn. Motherfucker's about to take over your whole household.
It's kind of crazy how much. I was telling my uncle about that article that you sent us of the chip stuff. What's that? That shit that
Neuralink
just got. That's
just
scary,
got
bro.
approved for human trials.
And what does that do? You could just read your emails in your brain.
No, I think the main thing that he's trying to use it for right now is for people who have like lost functionality in certain parts of their body to try and like replace that, like
Like fix
part
your
of the brain,
eyesight or something.
fix that part of the brain that doesn't function so it can. I think I am not 100% sure on it, but he's talking about like what it could eventually lead to, and like saying,
It's
yeah, I don't know.
like
It's all above my
downloading
head.
someone's like what we were talking about a couple episodes ago, like loading someone's consciousness and then putting it into something, and all of a sudden they're like never dead.
He mentions that. He mentions that like eventually it's going to get to a point where you're able to save your state. Like you're in a fucking video game, like you just pass the checkpoint, hit save, Crash Bandicoot style. Bro,
Oh, that was a good game.
I
remember
suck at that
That
game.
is so
fucking
many lives though, bro.
back in the day, I remember what game was it we had? It was a Sonic game for the Sega, and you could like we didn't have a way to save it. We got
And-
so far, and I think I can't remember if I had like a basketball game or something. We had something that we had to go to, and we'd like left it on so we could come back and play, and that shit was turned off, and we're so deflated.
Bro, it was Wendy. I was just talking about this with someone at work.
No way. Yeah,
Yeah,
and Wendy
she
turned our
freaking-
shit
she
off.
turned it off. Yeah, bro. And we were like so close to beating that shit.
Hey, fuck you, Wendy. I'm gonna send you this episode so you can watch this clip. Welcome to the new episode of Uninformed, where we're unapologetic to our family because they fuck up our progress in our video games. Yeah,
Bro.
That shit do be happening. I remember my mom sold my Sega Genesis for $3 at a yard sale, dude. I was livid.
Yo, I think mom sold, we had a Super
I think I'm-
Nintendo. I think mom sold it for like $5 too.
are those
Like,
things
how
even
come
worth
they don't-
anything anymore? Like
I don't-
original
yeah,
ones?
More than $5.
Probably like a collector thing at this point. Like I doubt people actually play them, but just like have them like all the consoles type of thing.
That's crazy, dude. My mom bought a Sega for $3 in Aberdeen. No,
Oh,
just
shit.
kidding. Got
All
you.
right. That'd be some twisted. That would be some twisted stuff right there, though, for real.
Hey, what does he say on Wedding Crasher? He's losing his mind. and I'm reaping all the benefits.
No, that's wedding singer.
Oh, wedding singer.
Oh yeah, when he's like he's all brokenhearted, huh? And he's over there singing at every freaking thing, crying.
He should have made
Yeah.
that into like a real song, like an extended version.
It's a banger.
I think he could have took off with it, dude.
He's in like all of his movies, bro.
What's that new movie came out in? The basketball one? Where he's like coaching that Air or
Hustle.
no, it's not Air. Was it? Hustle?
Air?
Hustle.
It's a good movie.
Hustle. Dude, I watched that not long ago and holy smokes. Super good. Soundtrack was good. A lot of big
Uncut
faces.
Yeah.
Cut
What'd you
your
say?
what?
I said Uncut Gems good.
Uncut
Oh,
Gems.
I've never seen it.
Uncut Gems is good. Yeah, we've talked about that
Yeah.
a couple times. We've talked about Adam Sandler a lot too. He's going to be up there with Topher Grace and
That
Grace in
guy's-
terms of mentions.
It's living in my head
Yeah, but
rent
I
free,
think-
bro.
I think we can all agree that one's movies is
Every
way
time
more
we-
enjoyable.
Every time we go into an episode, it's like, don't mention Topher. Don't mention Topher.
I mean, it's kind of hard, man. It's kind of hard. Freaking that Flash movie comes out next week. When
I
is
know.
it?
That's
15th?
next week.
Was there? We had a
Sheesh.
dry period where there were no like after COVID, there were no
There's
fucking
like-
movies, nothing.
Yeah.
And now it's
There's like 3 now, isn't there? There
now it's
was
blockbuster
Spider-Man.
after blockbuster.
Spider-Man just came out. I gotta go see that. The Flash. I want to go see the Transformers one. Can tell you why, but because I saw the other ones, I gotta see this one. Just the way it
That's
goes.
I
not.
heard this one was really good, actually, though.
Hey,
The
just saying.
trailer looks good.
Dude, you're gonna sit there and tell me your
I
kids
don't
want
know,
to go see
bro.
that, Robert?
The
Transformers?
animals kind of throw me off, bro. Like,
Dude,
It's kinda
Beast
weird.
Warmers,
yeah.
Beast Wars, that was like,
Bestiality.
those were the only cartoons. I don't know about that, but those are the only cartoons I would watch when I'd get off the bus. They were dope. That and
Transformer
the original
cartoons.
Spider-Man. They were Beast Wars, though. They were like when they were animals, but also I still haven't even seen Fast and the Furious.
What do you mean you haven't seen? Why would you want to see it? Did you see what the fuck? There's a fly in my face. Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel smashed their beef, so they're gonna be apparently another movie. Who would have guessed?
Fast 11? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know if it'll be Fast 11 or if it's another Hobbs movie, but I mean, if they squash their beef, they're gonna be in it together, so it's probably a fast movie.
Oh,
They're just
they
gonna call
came
it
out with
slow.
the-
And not be in
yeah,
cars.
for real.
And they're just gonna be weightlifting the whole
down.
time. Getting them gains.
They just came out with the trailer for the new Expendables movie, and 50 Cent is in it, bro.
Really?
Expendables.
Is that like the 4th one? There's like 3
Fourth
already,
one,
isn't there?
Uh-huh. Yeah. And he's in it. I don't know who else.
That's
but
wild. He hasn't. I feel like he hasn't been in a
series,
movie in a
yeah.
while, huh? Has he?
Man, Get Rich or Die Trying. He made that album, and then he made the movie about the album, about his life, Holmes. And I mean, it's never. I don't know if there was a bigger like album drop or like more successful album that dropped than that Get Rich or Die Trying album.
Yeah, we've had this discussion too on the pod.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That shit was. But
Yeah, fool.
Keep it moving,
I
bro.
don't
Keep living in the
think
past.
didn't he also do that Power show? Like, isn't he like the executive producer of that show? That show
Yeah,
was
it's a good
huge,
show.
too.
He,
That was actually a really good show.
Yeah.
he does a lot. Like he has. The crazy thing is he actually like insults Showtime too, and they still give him shows. But he's like an executive producer. Like I think he just signed a big deal. I can't remember with what company, but he's going to be like an exec in a bunch of different TV shows.
Hmm.
He's
I mean, yeah.
him and Ice
I didn't
Cube.
know
I think they're kind of like in the same little realm where they like are like they enjoy the creative process.
Yeah. I saw a video the other day that Shaq owns the rights to Marilyn Monroe.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like Marilyn Monroe? What? Just like
I don't know what that means.
the
Like
name,
it's so.
like the name, or just like
Yeah, can you elaborate? Because I don't know what you're talking.
Let's look it up.
That's from Google.
What's how do you spell Marilyn Monroe?
Wait, so you're just like,
M-A-R.
are you
It's
talking out
like
of
how
your
do you own the
Are you
rights
talking-
to a person?
You talking
to
out
a
of your
dead
ass
person?
right
I mean,
now, or what's the deal?
It's like
No,
Elvis.
bro. I saw,
Like
So like her
Olive-
work, like her work.
yeah, Elvis he never got to leave the country because they wouldn't let him. He always wanted to do a world tour, and they would never let him.
Mhm.
And that was because he owned that man, bro.
So
They
Marilyn
Yeah.
Monroe
Percocets.
signed her soul over to Shaq.
I'm Shaq. I own Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, he owns Marilyn Monroe
is
and
the
Elvis
Illuminati.
Presley's catalog.
What?
Bro.
Signed a deal with Authentic Brands Group back in 2015, which awarded him the licensing rights to these brands. So if anybody wants to make like a movie about Marilyn Monroe, I think he would have to sign off on it. And he would probably
get into
get
contact with Shaq.
Maybe
Bro.
He's
Shaquille
right here.
O'Neal
I'm Shaq.
is the
I'll leave the
maybe
hot
he's
chip.
the head of the
Won't even
Illuminati,
make a face.
and that's who all
He's-
these guys sell their souls to.
Shut the fuck up. He's not the leader of the Illuminati. It wouldn't be him. It would be somebody else. He might
I
be.
mean,
He owns a lot of shit.
I'm just saying.
He walks around too, like
He's
he
over
like
here, like,
I don't know. You might be onto something.
bro. I'm just saying, man. Like, if he owns the rights to, if these people are selling their souls to the devil to be famous, what if they're selling their souls to Shaq?
What is it? What was that
Gonna
movie
mess
he
with
was
you,
in?
bro. Shazam.
Kazam.
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 Yo, my kids just watched like since we're on the topic of old movies, they just watched my daughter watched The Mask, and I immediately knew it. I was in my room and I heard the song at the beginning playing when the girl walks into the bank. It's like and I was like stood up out of my chair walking. I was like, "You watching The Mask?" And she's like, "Yeah." How'd you know? I was like, "I know that song. I know that song." And then they were watching Beetlejuice last night, and I was like, "Yo, these are fucking banger movies, man."
Making it number 2.
I know, with Jenna Ortega. I did not know that.
Dude, she's in everything lately.
Dude.
Did you notice
I
that in
feel like-
Hollywood that
I
it's
haven't
like
even seen
that's a
Wednesday.
thing? When there's someone that's hot, they just are in everything, and then it's on to the
Yeah.
next.
Feel like
Because that's what
Hollywood
that's
right
who
now is
people want to
just-
see, bro.
Yeah, Hollywood right now is just Ryan Reynolds and that Ortega girl.
Ryan Reynolds, the fuck are you
Dude,
talking
that guy
about?
was
What's
he was
he in
in
lately?
everything for a minute, bro. He was in everything. Remember, he was in Deadpool, and then he came out with Let's Go Pikachu, and
He's
then
in
in,
that
like I feel like
guy-
he's in every Netflix
movie.
freaking special. What movie?
Guy, is it called Guy? Where he's like the
Oh,
NPC
Free Guy.
in the Free Guy. Yeah.
He was in that one like
Oh, nice.
bodyguard of a bodyguard now or some shit.
Safe House.
Safe
No.
House.
He was in that movie with
Green Lantern, bro.
Dwayne Johnson where they're like thieves. That was a
He-
Netflix special.
He's just
Oh,
been in a lot of
Red.
movies though. Like he still
Red.
is
Mason,
in a good
what are you talking
run.
Yeah.
His best movie by far, though, is Waiting.
Yeah, Waiting.
And
is
so many
funny.
people have never like heard of it.
Justin Long.
Like that's like Waiting is like
Dude,
one of
that
those
guy.
movies. It's like not another teen movie. I feel like not a lot of people know about
Dude,
it. I guess.
Chris Evans in that movie,
Waiting?
bro.
Yeah, bro.
That's actually kind of
and
wild now that I
freaking-
think about it.
He has a banana.
His ass,
in
you
his
see him
ass.
like butt naked in that too. Yeah, his freaking dong is covered in freaking whipped cream.
Isn't he like trying to smash his? Isn't he trying to smash his sister the whole time? Isn't that?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
That movie's wild.
Yeah. Out Cold was goated too.
There's no way you're talking about this again.
Yeah, I love that movie. Sorry,
No, I'm just kidding.
but yeah, man.
Well, you
this
should
is
marry
everything.
it.
Can't find it, or else I would.
Yeah, he can't buy it on Amazon. Remember, he doesn't know how to purchase digital movies.
I don't want to buy.
You
anything
sound
on
like the
Amazon.
boomers that we were talking about at the beginning, bro. Like I can't
I
find, I
can't-
can't
I know
find
how.
the DVD. I can't find the physical copy, bro. Because Hastings doesn't exist. Blockbuster
you-
disappeared like years ago, my guy.
There's still eBay. You can do it on eBay.
You're gonna spend $25 to get a fucking piece of plastic mailed to you, and then you're not gonna be able to watch it because you don't own a fucking DVD player.
Yikes.
Doesn't your PlayStation play DVD? Right?
Do the PlayStation, the new PlayStations have Blu-ray players in them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Pretty
that's what
sure.
the
If
games
you
are.
if you get this one, the disc drive,
If I
because you can
was
get the digital one.
like, if I was a company, I would just be like, hey, nobody's gonna even try to use a Blu-ray player. We don't need to focus on that. Just make it so the game works. And then people are probably like, yo, I can't watch movies in here. It's like, yeah, we didn't incorporate that. We didn't think people still use those.
Aren't the discs like made from Blu-rays though?
I
Isn't it
don't
a
know.
Blu-ray disc?
I don't know, man. I haven't seen a fucking disc in like.
I mean, Blu-ray is a disc, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's in a
I think
disc
they're
form,
made
I
that
should
way.
say.
No,
Just
I
a
think he's
different-
asking if PlayStation's like their discs are the same format, I guess. Of
Like the
Blu-ray.
game,
Yeah.
like the PlayStation game. Oh,
What's the difference between
Yeah, I
a
think-
Blu-ray and just a regular CD?
it's like the way the media is read. I
The
think.
color on the back of it.
Yeah. This one's blue, so it's Blu-ray.
I
The
mean,
way-
if you look at if you look at the disc though, it is blue. There is a blue tint to it. So that's why.
What about Demon Souls? What does the disc look like for that?
Blue. They're all blue. They're all blue.
Oh,
Mhm.
I think we're onto something here, right, Chris?
I think we just solved it.
That's a wrap, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
PlayStation is part of the Illuminati. That's what we figured out.
And so is Shaq.
You know,
Insane. What's the score in that game?
Nuggets is smashing them. I want to talk to you. You see Shannon Sharp's leaving Undisputed?
Yeah, man. That's my guy.
But what's the deal with that?
Him and Skip Bayless don't get along.
Really?
Shannon- Shannon Sharp's just too big for him, man. It's too much ego in one room, I think. what I
Skip got a
think.
big ego too.
That's what
agree with that, I think.
But he's probably like the one in control, right? And if Shannon's out here doing his thing on his podcast and has a huge personality, like people love Shannon, bro. And Skip's gonna be like, yeah, but you're gonna come to the set and you're gonna talk about the shit that I want to talk about, and you know, you're gonna follow my role. And Shannon Sharp has that ego too, where he's like, no, I'm not gonna fucking do that. So,
especially if he has the option, you know.
Why do you think guys like Skip Bayless, who just say like the most outrageous shit? I'm not even a LeBron fan, but he just constantly shits on him, and he always shits on Kansas City too. Why do you think they generate the amount of money and like, you know, command that they do? Because he has to be like one of the highest paid sports talkers out there.
I don't know, dude. I listen to these guys on these sports shows, and half the time I'm like, there's no way you actually believe what you're saying. Like you're literally just saying that shit because it's going.
It's got to be
like,
just controversial.
I think it's
Like
just
it
for
blows
clicks.
up.
Dude, that shit that he said about Dak, it made me lose like all respect for him. I was like, bro, you're like kind of just a scummy dude.
About him not being like he couldn't be a leader and a quarterback because he has mental health problems.
Yeah, because his freaking brother committed suicide, and then his mom died from cancer, and he's just like, man, I was just in a dark place, and Skip was just like, you know, like your teammates aren't going to respect you because that's not, you know, the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Like, it's whack, bro. It's whack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's pretty fucked up.
also I think Skip Bayless has like he's wired different, bro. I was watching watching one of the things he put out on his podcast about him telling, like, before he started dating his wife, like he was telling her like, I don't want to have kids, like I'm only invested in my work, like if you get married, you're going to be second to my work. Like he's just wired differently. I think that that's part of it.
He's still married?
Yeah.
Damn.
But I think he like that was like one of the first things that he said he mentioned when they started dating was like, you know, like you're gonna be second to what it is I'm doing because I have shit that I have to do with this. Hey, I mean, you gotta admire it, man. He's putting that shit out there right at the front. Can't knock him for
And
that.
to be fair, you know, she probably lives a pretty good life. Let him do that. If
She's
he
probably like,
wins,
how
she
much money are
wins.
you making again per year? Okay, that's we're straight.
You know, so I think I don't
Yeah,
think she
shit
would
is
be
bonkers.
too salty about it. Yeah.
What do you think? You think Dak Prescott's weak, Jake?
Wait, what?
You think he's
Dak?
weak? Yeah, you think he's got a weak mindset because his mental health can't handle the passing of his brother and his mom?
I feel like if you're a decent human being, dude, you wouldn't have that Skip Bayless mindset. I feel like regardless, dude, if you're on the football field and Dak's performing, dude, like is he a good leader? You know how he talks to his teammates on and off the field. I
I
don't
don't
know,
know.
dude.
One might say, hey, you're America's quarterback. You got the whole country behind you. What do you need those two for? You know what I'm saying?
Fuck.
Just kidding. I had to back you into the corner for a second.
Nice job.
Some people would say, that's how people think though. They'd be like, who cares? You got all this money, you got all the fame. Like, what does that even have to do with anything? I can't be sad because I fucking lost my family members. Like, yo, that's what we've gotten to a fucking crazy ass time, bro.
I feel like that's like super like I feel like that's like well something like that I feel like could correspond to like someone like at work, like that his family member passed away. You know, there's probably some people out there like, so are you coming to practice on Monday? You know what I mean? Like, or you need some time off. Like, how do you even approach that? Same thing with work, dude.
Managers
You're
will
at work.
expect you to come to work.
It's like
I mean, aren't people like legally obligated to give you time off or no?
like grievance
They
or
could be
something like
like,
that.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they factor grievance in or anything like that. I think maybe if it was like your wife or something, they would. I don't know. I feel like you got to just kind of assess the situation, probably.
Can they come after you if I don't think they can. Like if you had a loss and they're like, yo, man, I'm not coming in today, and they're like, well, then don't come in at all.
I mean, they could
Like,
do that. I don't see
you
why
know,
they
I don't,
couldn't.
I mean, I think they
Yeah.
could fire you.
They probably hit you
I
with
feel
like,
like
hey, unfortunately, because it was your third cousin, you're gonna have to use PTO. I'm sorry.
Third cousin?
I don't know. Do some shit like that. You know what I mean?
I'm not showing up for my third cousin's funeral, bro. I'm not even showing up for my second cousin's funeral.
I don't know any of my second cousins.
I'm just kidding. I show up to the people's funerals who matter, man.
Just for the sake of the argument, I guess. This is yeah.
What is a second cousin? Is that like my cousin's cousin? Wouldn't that just be my cousin?
I don't know, dude.
It's like your parents' cousin, isn't it?
It's got
I
to
don't
be.
know how
I
that
think
works,
it's.
actually.
I think it would. Yeah, it would be. Your parents'
Like
cousin.
my mom's cousin. It's my second cousin.
Who come up with this shit?
Mm.
you ever think they do that? Like to back in the day, they did that just to see like, you know, which one of your family members you could bang and which one you couldn't.
That's how they distinguish like what's off limits and what's not. Type of
Yeah,
thing.
first cousin, no. Second cousin,
Well, I mean that's a real thing. Like the royal family back in the day, they had huge problems with incest. That's why a lot of them had disabilities. It's because they were all sleeping together. Like you could only sleep within the royal family, bro. Got to keep it in the blood.
Keep the blood pure.
It
Yeah, you
sounds
filthy
limited.
mud blood.
Sounds limited.
she's my sister.
No shot, dude. That's crazy. Yo, what? Okay, before we dip on this topic of work, bro, because I was literally thinking about this shit before we got on, because we're like this week I've been helping out with some of the new hires they're going through training, and then eventually they're gonna go out on the floor.
You're mentoring basically.
Yeah, and I cannot believe the way that some of these people handle themselves, man. Like, I'm helping this guy at the end of the day. It's probably the last 45 minutes. And we're supposed to like operate through a chat where if they have questions, like we'll send them the procedures, you read the procedures to figure out what it is that you need to do, right? End of the shift, you're supposed to be off the phones at 4:30. Okay. I start helping this guy at 4:15. I'm sending procedures. I can't get a hold of him because I don't know if the internet connection at his end is bad, but he's not getting my calls. I'm messaging him. I'm like, yo, we got to get through this. Get all the way through it to the end. And he's just like, yo, I got to go. Doesn't tell me though, goes to the coach and like the head trainer and says, hey, I'm leaving. Robert's going to finish sending this thing in for me that he didn't finish. And I was like, yo, I never said that I was going to do that. Like, I'm trying to help this guy so we can learn. Just leaves. Doesn't say anything to me about it. Doesn't give me any of the information that I even need to finish it. I'm like, I don't understand how people just like, you just got hired and I understand you have a certain time that you're going to be there, but think about when you get on the phones. You think that you get a call at the end of your shift that the customer's just going to be like, oh yeah, sure, go ahead. Get out of here. Like, that's not how it works, man. You got to fucking do your job. Like, I feel like
How old are they? Do you know?
old enough that they should fucking know not to be a dumbass. Like, I don't understand that mentality, bro. Like, you see it clock and it's like, I've done my work for the day. No, you fucking done your work when you finished your work.
Yeah. Some people are just not like that.
Bro,
That's crazy to me.
And I was thinking about like, because we were talking, like, I was just kind of thinking about like the workplace, and like we were talking about all of these things that our company does to help promote like mental health and things like that. And I'm like, I understand that you got to be flexible with people and give them options. To some degree though, you got to be like, hey, if I'm giving you this time, you better be doing the fucking work on your end to get your shit right, because I'm giving you that opportunity, and then you come back and fucking do what you need to do. Right? Like, it's like, no, I'm just going to go and do the shit that's already bringing me down, and I'm not going to get any benefit from it. And it's just going to be a cycle. And you see all of these, you see turnout is fucking high, and it's like, well, yeah, you're just giving fucking people free range to do whatever the fuck they want.
I think they do that though because of, to try to keep them around.
But that doesn't do anything, man. You just have new people that you're recycling. Like, think about the customer experience, man. Think about these people who are calling in expecting to get help, and it's just constantly a new person who's just like, I don't know what to do. And then it's getting to all these managers and supervisors who, if they get sick of it. Like, our supervisors are like, I don't even want to take like supervisor calls. Like, schedule a call back or something like that. And it's like, it's just this endless cycle in these like, and I guess the companies, they probably don't give a shit as long as they're still making money, but they also don't really care. Like, especially in the type of work that we're doing, like, people need to go to these places to save their money, or it's like, I don't know. Like, they need these institutions. They're going to go to yours, they're going to go to someone else's, but there's only like a few of them that are major.
Yeah,
And like, I don't know. I just think about it and I'm like, yo, I think it's like politicians, all of these huge corporations and stuff, man, like they're just looking at their bottom line, but they're also not thinking about the role that they play in society and promoting people who actually want to get better and do a good job and deliver excellent service to other people and to themselves. Like, I just don't even think that exists. It's just like, do whatever the fuck you want. We're gonna find somebody else to fill you in for a little bit, and then they're gonna dip, and then we're just gonna, like, it's so
I feel
weird.
like It does, like, they don't care about that because that's why like performance-based pay isn't even really a thing. It's just like hourly because like I mean you could perform like way better than anyone else, but you're still gonna get paid the same, and they can replace you just as easily with someone who does half the work,
That's
and
just
they'll still get
crazy.
paid the same.
And that's another thing. They're like, I was like, they're like, why are we training so many new people? I was like, because they're gonna fire us since we've all had raises, and they're gonna get rid of us, and they're gonna hire these people because they can pay them less. And they're like, wait,
Dude.
what? And I was like, and then I was like, and
You're like, stay new.
that's and then I was like, that's not even the worst part. They're starting to integrate AI technology into our systems. Like, we probably got a job for another 2 or 3 years, to be honest with you. And they're like, you're full of shit. And I'm like, all right.
All right.
I mean, it's not that far off.
Like,
That's true.
we are, the type of stuff that we do is not hard to automate. I'm surprised that it's not automated.
I think you're right, bro. I was thinking about that today, earlier. Actually, dude, like before we started, I was talking about just like today was kind of brutal and just thinking like, man, like, you know, especially if they're able to just incorporate doing this automated stuff, right? Like, I don't know. I think a lot of people are like becoming replaceable in a lot of these things. And, you know, look at Amazon, for instance, right? Amazon, if you've been there for X amount of years, they will just buy you out so they don't have to keep giving you raises. They will give you like, okay, we'll give you an extra amount of money for you to quit and then get another job, but we'll pay you to get out of here.
Really?
That's why a lot of them will pay for their school, bro. Is like, we'll pay for your school. Hopefully you finish your school, and then we could probably promote you within our company to actually do something good. But if you're not going to finish school, you're more than likely not going to be like that dedicated to the job anyways, and you're going to just leave.
Yeah. If you're doing grunt work, bro, they don't care, man. They don't care. And that's why I was, again, today, man, like, I was getting so frustrated because, bro, I think a lot of that, it goes to like people can bust their ass right? And other people aren't doing shit, but we're all getting paid the same. And it's just like, man, so like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? At least when I was cooking and stuff, I was over here manning this or manning that, right? Then yeah, you get pay raises, and they don't really have a lot of like options. It's like, fuck, man, this guy knows the menu. He does a good job. He shows up, right? But when it comes to these big corporations, dude, it's so hard, man. And I'm really having a hard time finding that because I don't know. Thankfully, everything else has been going really well, but that aspect of it, and just knowing that, like, you know, you're working for like the type of corporate America thing. Oh man, it just deep down.
Awesome.
Damn, bro, there's no way you cut out right there.
I was
You about blew
speechless,
my
bro.
ears out, bro.
I'm just like the rebel bummer, but
I feel you on that, man.
Yeah, same, dude, same.
Bro, that's why I don't know, like when I first started my job, like my work ethic was super high, and like I would do all this extra shit and like try to like give 110%, you know, on like
Stand
everything
out.
that I did. Yeah, and then like once I'm like capped out, so like I can't get a raise really unless they do like a cost of living raise for everybody. But like seeing what I do versus like what other people that work in the bakery do, like other cake decorators and stuff, I'm like, bro, why am I working this hard? Like, I don't need to work this hard.
Yeah, that's
I'm
But that's
still gonna
another
get paid the
thing.
same.
is like, that's what I was thinking about. I was like, yo, like, because in my head is like, I want to be a person that's reliable, and I want to be like show my worth. But it's hard when you're like, you're going to be doing it, especially if you're in like a part of a huge company. It's not going to be recognized. It's going to be recognized maybe amongst a few people that you see every day. But even then, they're going to be like, why are you working so hard? Like, you're just putting more effort in, and all these people are like, I said that one thing. I said that to one guy today, and the was one of the mentors with me. I was just like, yeah, like, if I get a call and that happens, like I usually will still finish it out just so I can help out the next person. He's like, why do you do that? And I was like, I don't know, just because like I would want to make it maybe a little bit easier for the next person. He's just like, they're not going to do that for you and no one's going to notice that. And I was like, yeah, but I was like, we're part of a team at the end of the day. Like I still want to be carrying my
Team
part.
player.
But then it's like, you kind of have a point. Like I'm going to go do all of that and it's not going to affect my paycheck. It's not going to show anywhere in any type of stat that is out there. If there are stats, like it's fucking weird, bro.
Yeah, man. All of a
I'm getting
sudden,
depressed.
All of a sudden, even being bilingual doesn't
Good sandwich, bro.
give you shit. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. You know who busts his buns? Jacob. He's one of those guys.
We need to start. That's what I was saying. We need to start like having these companies start being more strict and start, awarding fucking people who are producing. Like, I don't know.
I mean, if there was some sort of like incentive to like work harder and like you get rewarded for it, like can you imagine like what that would do for your business? Like I feel like it would help your business so much because people would want to work harder to achieve those rewards,
And I think it would help society overall. Because like you just
Yeah.
have people nowadays who just don't want it, like they get off of work and they don't want to do anything either.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird, man. I don't know. I feel like each episode, like I started as the optimistic person, now I'm just like,
you're handing out like.
no, go ahead, Eddie.
No, I just said I think if you have good rewards, right? That's the thing. Like if you're just rewarding them with some bullshit, fucking paddle boards. Fuck, I want a paddle
T-shirt.
board for.
A T-shirt
Paddle boards
launcher.
are dope, bro. Paddle boards are fun, man.
Bro, I didn't bust my ass for freaking 12 months for a paddleboard. I don't even like paddleboard.
There should be options.
Settle the paddleboard.
Like you could take the paddle boards, or you can take this $25 gift certificate
to spend. You can, you get your in-store credit.
Spend at the gift shop within the building.
You get this coupon, but you can only use it at the store that you work at. Come on.
We actually get stuff like that.
You do?
Yeah.
Remember that fucking guy who won the thing at the football game that we went to? Whatever they handed out, they're like, "Oh, you won a gift card to this supermarket." They were the ones that were like doing the fucking drawing or something. I can't remember.
No
shot, funny, bro.
It was so you want a gift card to the people giving to the company
that was giving you a fucking gift card, bro.
Oh,
and then they did one. It was like you get like a 1 in 5% chance, or you get a 1 in 5 chance of winning the car. And the lady fucking was like, "Wait, what? I get 1 in 5 chance of winning the car if I win this thing? If you won, you had a chance of getting the car."
It's like a raffle, dude.
It's like
20% chance of winning a raffle.
Yeah, bro. It's like the bullshit that you go through to try to win a pair of sneakers, bro. And you still have to buy them at the end.
Yeah, that's true. They should give you some type of discount. I mean, but you're getting them at retail price. If they're ones that resell like a motherfucker, that's why it's beneficial to them. I guess it's not beneficial to them. They don't get anything out of that. You make the profit.
Yeah, but also like,
They
did you
get
read
at
that
least-
story about the?
Because get free shipping or something.
For real. But did you read that story about that kid whose mom was like the head marketing of Nike? And this kid had a warehouse of like Travis Scott's and all these shoes that are just worth buku bucks. His mom, he got all these shoes because his mom was fucking like the BP of something. Just, dude, when I say warehouse, it was a warehouse of shoes that he was reselling. And he was flexing on Instagram, and all these kids ratted him out, and his mom got fired for it.
That's fucked, bro. Nah, that's fucked, man. She worked for Nike. She should be. See, that's something that they should award. They should reward her with, the new products.
Her, not
was
sushi son.
Like,
If she gave
How
them
was
to
he
her
getting
son,
them?
Paying her
How was he getting them? Was he paying for them, or was
was
she
she
just like
stealing them?
stealing them? Yeah.
dude, he had literally a warehouse full
But
of just
how?
really, dude, she was like the VP of marketing or something.
But
So she
did
was
she
just
get
getting
fired
them for
because she
free?
was stealing them?
She was getting them for
She got
free.
fired because he was reselling the shoes for, aftermarket prices.
But what is that?
And she was
How is that
wearing
a
them.
lawsuit? There's nothing illegal against reselling products.
She didn't get sued, she got fired.
But why couldn't she fight? Like she could sue them and say that it was a bad term, like a illegal termination, because she's not doing anything wrong.
She's
They're giving
supposed
her the
to be
shoes.
taking these.
Did she have like
she's supposed to be taking
contracting
these-
work with Nike? And like part of the stipulations was like, hey, we can give you
You can't
these,
resell
but
these.
you can't resell them. And then the kid went and resold them anyway.
Do we know if that's the case though?
Yeah, I'm over here
But also,
reaching, to be honest with you.
right, if she's over here, the VP of marketing or whatever, like, okay, you're supposed to take these shoes over to this joint and give them to them, or so they can sell them. But she was taking them to her son or whatever, right? Look it up, bro. Look it up.
I don't see what I don't understand what the problem is. If they're giving them to her, she
that's
has
what
the right
we're-
to give them to whoever she wants to.
Because it was pissing people off, bro. It's
I
just
don't
like,
give a
if you're
fuck about
pissing
what
your-
other people fucking think about it, dude.
I'm curious.
Dude,
how
you
would
have a
I'm just
product.
curious. How would I
You-
Google this? Like, mom
You have
buys.
How do you
What type
look
of the search bar?
The
bro?
sneakers-
mom buys.
sneaker scandal?
You have a product, and if you're pissing off your clientele, you're gonna have to make change. I mean, look what was
No.
going on with Bud Light.
No, it's not. No, it's not, bro. You don't make a fucking change. You learn from it. That's not your fault that she's smarter than you. That's not even the same thing as the Bud Light situation. Like she was just,
Bamboozling them.
yeah, finessing the shit out of them.
So why would they keep her around if they were doing that then?
She's not doing anything wrong, bro.
She
Look
had
at-
to have, it had to have been like part of the contract or something. Like,
She got let
There
go,
had to be
like full
something.
let go. We're missing like a main piece of this puzzle.
yeah.
And she
Yeah,
resigned.
And if he had a full warehouse, bro, she had to been stealing something.
Her son had a full warehouse. She was giving them to her son.
Dude, she didn't
And
even
it
get
could've been-
fired. She resigned, Eddie.
Unless she was
Yeah,
getting
because
them in bulk.
I bet you it was either you resign or you get fired.
What about let go? No, I'm just
I don't see anything wrong with that. They just forced her out.
Yeah, but I don't. Okay, right. The reason why it was wrong because it makes them look bad, right? Even though she probably didn't do. Maybe that's why she gave him to her son, because she could be like, it wasn't me, it was him. But it's like, bro, you still represent the company, and your son is reselling a ton of these shoes that people are pissed off that they're not able to get. Where on the dotted line, you're not supposed to be reselling these.
Eddie, let
We
me
already
ask you
pay
this.
more
Let
than
me ask
6
you this.
figures.
Let me ask you this. Those people are still going to be pissed off because it doesn't fucking matter. They're still not going to have their hands on the shoes, whether she gives them to her son or not. It doesn't
You never
change
know
anything.
that.
Maybe
You
they
don't
have a
know
better
that.
chance of getting the shoes because
They
she
have a
gave them
better
to her
chance
son.
of getting the shoes.
How? If she's giving them away for free, they're going to somebody else who's going to do the same thing. They still have to go through that. They still have to go through that purchase, like the process of getting them through a reseller.
I don't understand. They are more shoes to win in the raffle rather than them being in a warehouse.
But you said that they gave them to her to give to other people to market them. They're not in the warehouse. They're not in the raffle.
Her son, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, we have to go more into the story. But he had a whole warehouse of these shoes, right? And her mom was super high up there at Nike. So
VP.
she had to have something to do with it. She had to have. And it'd be ridiculous to say that she didn't. He had direct access to whatever shoe that they're putting out because of her. That had to be a contract breach.
Well, I'm assuming it could be because like I feel like if you're a partner of some sort with the company at that kind of level, like you're like ripping the company off by reselling them to give yourself more money. So I feel like there's probably some stipulation like, hey, look, you're representing Nike, you know, however you get your hands on these shoes, it's frowned upon if you resell these for more money because then you're just making money off of us, that type of thing.
Yeah, people were livid. And this kid was an idiot because he was flexing on Instagram saying, like, my mom's this. And he's just posting like pictures of this huge warehouse of all these shoes and all for the clout, bro. And it just completely outed her. Why would you do that if you're benefiting from that?
What are we getting with this story, anyways?
Yeah,
I'm
it even
lost.
says in here that she didn't violate any policy.
It just looks terrible, dude.
I don't understand how it looks terrible. Like, I don't.
The only thing
she's
terrible about
probably-
it is
That they're fucking idiots.
the only thing I don't agree on is that I couldn't get a pair.
Yeah, you're taking away. You're already. It's like the rich get richer type of thing.
Well, it sounds like the Richard got unemployed.
Oh, bro, she'll be fine. If she resigned, I'm sure they gave her a nice check to come with it. And the amount of shoes that she had in that shit was crazy. Her son, anyway. And yeah, sure, she might have bamboozled him, but it's still not.
I don't think that's probably the case, man. I think it was probably like, hey, like she fucking embarrassed them because she probably just got those products and was like, oh, there's a resale market. My son has connects to people who are looking for this stuff. I'll just give him the stuff that they give me. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it has anything to do with her wrongdoing. I think that they just got fucking outsmarted and they're like, oh, like we're not gonna.
Regardless how you paint it, if it's outsmarted or out hustled or whatever, it doesn't look good for Nike.
Yeah, but that's not her fault.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's not her fault.
That's why I'm saying that. I'm not saying it's her fault, but I'm saying that's probably why she resigned. They probably gave her the option: either you resign or we fire.
Maybe she just resigned because she had such a big collection of shoes. She didn't need to work for the company anymore. So
Maybe she left on her own terms.
Yeah, bro. It's like those kids who freaking steal from the company, but they already made buku bucks, so they can bounce.
That's
it just wasn't good look, bro.
It's it kind of ties into what I was gonna bring up. Do you see that Colts player that they're investigating for gambling?
Rodgers?
Just like him betting on his own team, betting against his team, whatever it was that he was doing.
Betting against his team.
Dude.
That's bold move.
Bro, some freaking baseball coach for Alabama did the same thing. He bet on them to lose, and he freaking bet the house on them to lose. And then the freaking sports people were like, hey, this is the only bet on this game. And then they looked who it was, and it was the coach.
No way. When was this?
This was like a week or two ago, bro.
What the fuck? How did I not hear about this? There's been a couple games.
Bro, but he was the only guy to bet on the game. And so when they saw that, they looked him up and they saw it was him, and they're like, hey, you guys got to check this out.
No way.
Yeah, bro, check it out.
What is it, baseball?
So he got fired for sure, right?
Baseball.
He bet against his own team.
Is it Oklahoma or Alabama? Yeah.
Alabama baseball coach Brad Bohannon. Is that Scott?
Banana Hannon.
Bohannon.
Type in baseball coach gets fired for betting.
Against himself.
It says that somebody did place the bets for him, but they were in communication with Bohannon.
Mm-hmm.
They probably use his initials, dude.
You think those guys ratted him out?
Yeah.
Damn.
He probably won, dude, and was like, nah, dude, this guy can't have the winnings.
And
It's not-
the starting pitcher was scratched before the game because of back tightness. And then got replaced by a sophomore who hadn't played since March 16th. What?
When was the game?
Hmm?
When was the game?
I would have had to have been
He hadn't played since
recently.
March 16th of
Yeah.
this year or last year.
This year.
Hmm.
The story was released in on May 4th. So
And his shoulder was cold for 4 months or some shenanigans.
that's
Bro,
crazy.
he was out probably fishing, bro. Yeah, man. He got freaking. They still have to pay out on that, right? I would assume so. Like, regardless, like
If he won the bet.
If you
know,
won,
if he won
probably.
the bet, yeah, they still have to. He's like, bro, it doesn't matter. I still freaking won that bet. I placed it legally.
That's bold. That's a bold ass move, bro. That's crazy. You think they're gonna change that? That's kind of a tough thing, changing sports gambling, but it's getting so popular now. Like, how do you limit people from being able to do it? Even players.
I mean, just can't players do it? They just can't do it on their sport or their team. I don't know.
I don't know if you're
I feel
allowed
like
to do
I
it
feel
for
like
your
you wouldn't be
sport.
able to bet on your own team because then you could just sort of like you could bet against yourself and then just throw the game.
Yeah, like Paul Crew.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, Pete Rose, he did that.
Which
Yeah.
I feel like you could always bet on Troy
Who's Troy?
Bolton.
What is Troy Bolton? Is that High School Musical? What the fuck are you talking about?
Bro, that bet on it song.
I fucking hate you, bro. There's no way you just said that right now. Yo, there's no way, man.
My
Yo,
heart.
fuck
My
this.
heart.
Fuck this High School Musical stuff. Hey, Jake, pull up that link. Have you seen Jake or Eddie? Have you seen the Apple goggles? Eddie or Mason?
I just scrolled past the thing on it today. I didn't actually look at what it was.
Dude, these things are. I watched the video last night. I was like, yo, we got to talk about this shit. It's
I have an
fucking crazy.
email
What was
to
the price? Was the
myself.
price like? I
3,500.
thought I just saw the price. Yeah, I saw the price and I was like,
35 dude.
Oh, for the iPod goggles?
For the goggles.
The goo goo
Imagine how much,
goggles.
like, you think a set of boobies would look really cool on that?
They look like boobies, bro.
you could probably feel them.
Huh? They probably make them. Yeah, you're like, oh my god, they look so real. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know why you would want a $3,500, bro.
Only people that are like VPs of Nike can afford that shit.
Wait, this seems like
What?
10 minutes long, dude. I'm just skim through it, I guess.
No,
Or what?
we'll just watch. Like, we can skip to the cool parts and shit.
No, just tell me where to skip to.
I can't really remember. I was kind of falling asleep while I was watching it, but I was like, yo, this shit. Like the interface, the way that it fucking pops up. Here, I think I have it so you can share screen.
Yeah, because I had to pull it up in my email, but
Just go to docs.google.com and go to the pod thing.
oh, is it in there?
Mm-hmm. I was while we're waiting for this guy to pull that up, I was just looking at this article for the government, this whistleblower who used to work for, who do you work for? Where is it? Yeah, he used to work at the Pentagon. He's a whistleblower. He says that the government is hiding alien technology from Congress.
From Congress.
Yeah.
Do that, bro.
Where'd you put that link at?
It's under technology. It's the very top one, Apple Vision Pro. Yeah, it says that it said that they're hiding that, like, apparently it's all like a very known thing that these countries are finding these crash sites with extraterrestrial like wreckage, and are trying to reverse and it's been going on, which kind of lines up with what Bob Lazar talks about, like how they have people and they're trying to like reverse engineer the technology, but he says that they're actually like off the books, like hiding it from Congress. I'm like, yeah, probably.
Yeah. So
Didn't the
wouldn't surprise me.
Nazis do that? Yeah, I thought the Nazis did that because they found a space chip.
Yeah. Well, there was also I think I told you guys this, but there was like that the Russians were like experimenting with humans and like making them look all deformed and putting them in like these ships that they developed and would crash them in the US and try and like make the US think that they were aliens.
What? I never heard about this shit.
This lady who's did like this whole I can't remember. I'll have to figure out what she was writing about, but she was saying that that's
It's just a prank, bro.
yeah. She was saying that that's how Area 51 got created, is because they like wanted to like learn how they were they wanted to experiment with humans as well and see how they were like transforming their bodies to look like that. It's like that's
wild
fucking
shit.
wild.
All right,
That's
I
some
think I got it.
Illuminati shit, bro. Some shit.
You gotta enable it, bro.
What do you mean enable it?
It says it's disabled. There we go.
Got you. Ninja's shoes stay on during sex.
Wait, do I just share the web browser or like the desktop one?
Desktop. Psych, you just showed us all your porn files. Ha!
You're
Gotcha.
dumb. Shut up.
You could have done the
Should be
browser.
downloading porno anyway.
Yo, what the heck is this? Okay, here we go. You guys see this?
Make it big.
Shit.
Like this?
Sure.
Make it bigger.
Can you guys hear it?
Make it big.
Did you guys hear it?
You gotta jiggle it.
Play.
Hello?
Yeah.
Wait.
No, I don't hear it.
Any audio?
And look at those titties.
No audio?
No. You gotta go back and hit that button.
What
You're
button do I
sharing
need
your
to hit?
screen.
Quit sharing it?
Yeah, quit sharing it, and then when you go to share screen, it'll be on the bottom left.
Wait,
It
where
says like
at?
it'll say on the share screen, it'll say share audio,
We have done this before.
share sound. Bottom left, share sound.
We're professionals.
Yeah. Thanks for hey, while we got some downtime, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Last video popped off, almost got to 100 views. Next one, if it hits 100, we're shouting out subscribers. Hit that subscribe button. We may feature you in the next video.
What is that?
Drum roll, please.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
They
I
look
think I got
like
it.
goggles, bro.
So I was saying,
All
dude,
right,
they
let's
look
start
like
this over.
titties.
All right, ready?
Oh, wow.
Introducing
All right, that's it. Video's over.
Apple Vision Pro. The era of spatial computing is here.
She looks like a fucking dork, bro. Look worse than fucking Al Pacino's kids.
When you put on Apple Vision
Dude.
Pro, you see your world and everything in it. Your favorite apps live right in front of you.
Bro,
But now, they're in your space.
They're
get
in
out,
my.
This
Oh,
my space.
is
bro.
Vision OS.
Who are you?
Apple's first ever spatial
I don't even
operating
know
system.
you.
It's familiar, yet groundbreaking. You navigate with your eyes. Simply
You gotta
tap to
have real good
select,
eye control, bro.
flick to scroll, and use your voice to dictate.
So does her actual house look like that? Or is that
Pornhub.com.
just
Eddie's
the
about to
VR? Is that just the VR
Add
house?
Could you-
a dimension
You can't, dude. You can't access
React
Pornhub
to
in
light.
that.
Pause it, pause it, pause it, pause it, pause
and
it.
cache.
Yo, Pornhub on that thing would be a different type.
Bro, so it would be like actually on your couch, right?
Yeah, what? Okay, you can start again. Sorry, I had to say that stupid shit.
You can't access it though. Ask Mason. He's in Utah.
Oh yeah. Do they have it blocked out there?
What?
Yeah.
Porno?
Just
I
get
don't
a
know.
just get a fucking
Should I check?
Check.
I don't watch-
they're
I don't watch
breaking
porno,
down. The next thing they're breaking down your door, bro.
I
I
think
watch all my porn on
you
Twitter.
just get a VPN, Eddie.
Twitter, bro.
I don't
That's where the
really.
good stuff
The
is
only
at.
reason why, when I sent you that shit, my buddy told me that because he read an article out in Washington, and I was like, "What? No way!" And then I checked it up, and I was like, "No way! They really blocked that shit out here. I don't even live in Utah."
You'd get around
Oh,
it with
yeah.
a VPN.
Yeah, it is blocked.
Look at it. See?
Dear user, as you may know, your elected officials in Utah are requiring us to verify your age. Blah blah blah.
Your address,
And
everything.
they're asking for your ID, bro. Your freaking ID.
Eddie,
Oh,
you're acting like they don't have that stuff already, man.
Dude, they
I
already
mean, I
ID
guess
me
you're
when I go to
right.
the bar.
I
and
guess
do
you're
shit,
right.
so.
They probably see your vinegar.
They
stroke. It
issue
just
the
comes
ID.
down
What the
to
fuck
it.
you talking about?
I mean, you're right. You're right. But that's still crazy to think about, bro. That's so mind blowing.
Next time you go to the DMV, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're the guy who was watching that fucking
No, dude, that's gonna be a real thing.
that
That's
midget
what
porn something."
that's what Joe Rogan talks about. You're gonna have like a social credit score. Where if you
Yeah,
do
I
certain
saw
things
that
online,
too, bro.
it's going to be associated to like a social credit score, and you might be able to be like prevented from getting loans if you I don't
You watch
know, do
porn?
crazy shit online or
degenerate activities online.
Well, how about they make like use of that and freaking like find these child predators rather than guys who freaking watch
All right,
stupid
let's-
shit.
yeah, let's get
Gotta
through
say the
this.
combo. We gotta get
Let's
through this
get
video.
through this. Let's get through this.
Shadows.
I was about to say we're fucking
Even though
derailed
these spatial
quick.
experiences are happening inside
Damn, where's
Vision
their
Pro,
legs?
it looks, sounds, and feels like they are physically there. Foundational to Apple Vision
Yeah,
Pro
that
is
is
that you're
grandma.
not isolated from other people. When
Look at
someone
her, bro.
else is in
You
the
can
room,
talk to
you
you
someone
can see
seriously
them
like that.
and they can see you.
How would you play Pokemon Go?
Oh,
Catch them with your eyes, bro.
catch
It's
'em.
not
You're
how it
actually
Because
like
you're not
catching.
limited by a display. Apps live in your space. Your photos can be life-size or any
Who
size.
just looks at their photos?
Nobody-
like
Yeah, I was
this?
gonna say nobody's just
becomes a
scrolling through their
gallery.
photos at home.
Bad
And
My kids do
panoramas wrap around you as if you're right where you took them.
thing. Actually,
That's
that's
pretty
pretty
crazy.
dope. Yeah.
Yeah,
I got
watching
you
a
there.
Vision
movie on that.
Pro is Apple's first ever 3D camera. Now, you can capture photos and videos with remarkable depth
That's
and
dope,
relive
too.
a memory as if you're right back in the exact moment.
I mean, but
I thought it was in the wave.
Experiences on Vision Pro can also expand in 3 dimensions, filling the entirety of your space,
This is like some Jarvis shit. Like,
like in the Mindfulness app, where you can create a moment of calm.
Bro, give me some mushrooms and give me that shit. I'll be sitting there for fucking days.
that should be a trip.
Apple Vision Pro brings the scale and wonder of a movie theater to whatever space you're in. It automatically darkens
It's
and
actually a
casts a
movie.
beautiful glow into the room. And you can make the screen as big as you want.
Loki?
Spatial audio
Is that Loki?
surrounds you and makes you feel like you're a part of the action.
That guy's Indian, man.
And for an
is the only
extraordinary
reason why I
cinematic experience,
get it.
you can
What,
bring
to
in
watch
a
a movie in
beautiful
front of a
environment
TV?
and make your screen
In front of a
feel
TV?
100 feet wide.
You can hook your PlayStation controller up to it.
Could you go shop?
Oh, dude, imagine
Vision
playing
Pro
DMs
Yeah, you
is
can,
a
dude.
wonderful
And
way
you're
to
just
play
there.
your favorite
Oh, wow.
games. Just connect your controller
Yeah, but
and play on a massive screen with incredible audio.
Without
tryna-
actually having a screen, bro. That's what I was
trying to be
telling
in
you.
the first
Augmented
row,
With
dude.
Apple
I
Vision
wonder-
Pro,
I wonder
you
how
can
the
create
quality
a
is, though,
perfect
of, like-
workspace, no matter where you are.
Like video games.
How fast are your
Yeah,
internet?
The
has
like
web
to be?
comes
an
to life
iPhone.
at fantastic
How much do we
scale.
have left in this?
Text is crisp
I think we
and
got the
easy
idea
to
of it.
read.
Half.
Yeah.
Browsing the
That's a lie,
internet
4
feels
minutes in.
new.
Bro, what's the other highlights in the YouTube video?
And
we
Safari
got
FaceTime
expands
coming
so you
up.
can see all your open tabs.
Go to FaceTime. What does FaceTime look like?
Yeah, I'm looking at it
I
now.
am with the face.
FaceTime looks and sounds amazing in Apple Vision Pro. You see people life-size, and with spatial audio, you hear them as if they're right in front of you. So conversation is more natural, and collaborating becomes even
Then the
easier.
design.
And because
the
you see
tech.
the world around you,
You want to see
you can
design?
glance
I don't really care to see the design.
Me neither.
to make all these digital experiences
Yeah, you can quit
feel
sharing.
real in your space. Takes an
That's what I was saying though. Augmented reality. That's going to be the next thing. Man.
So is it mostly just for like watching videos then? That's what I'm getting. That's the vibe I'm getting. It's like looking at photos and
It
watching
just
videos.
looks like an iPhone that you have right here, pretty much, right?
That's,
feel like
yeah,
we-
they
I
just
feel like
put
we
they
have
just put
to-
goggles on.
Yeah,
I feel like we
put
have
the
to think
iPhone
outside
in
the.
there.
I
iPhones.
feel like we have to think outside the box here. Like, what direction? Like, okay, let's say like you have work meetings, dude. Like you're like face to face with them. Basically, you have an avatar of yourself. You think, and you're just walking around.
Like you could turn to your right and be
Waving
like,
at
"Hey,
them.
yo,
Like-
what's up, John?
But like from a work,
You look like a
related-
fucking prick."
from an employee standpoint, dude. Like, you just giving your employees $3,500 headsets, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
For 3,500 right
That's
now,
only-
dude.
That's only something that I would think like Google and Apple and Amazon would do in those spaces, but they're probably only giving them to a very select few people who probably can work at home, and they're already making buku bucks, right? It's not like they're
Yeah.
handing these out to whole departments.
Yeah,
It's kind of odd to wear them to like look at photos, and I guess you can watch movies and stuff on it, but it all sounds like entertainment related. Like, I guess it might be
Yeah.
kind of narrow minded when it comes to like, I just can't see a selling point for me to pay the 3,500, but I could see maybe for some people it's worth it.
if you wanted to
Or
use it
rich.
for work, it probably wouldn't be super. Like, I wouldn't imagine the first release of them is going to be. Like, you got to imagine they're probably going to have a lot of fuck ups at the start. They probably got to keep them pretty simple.
I think they're one of the first companies to do it without like controllers too. Like, it's
Like the
stri-
Oculus has like
Yeah,
the controllers.
Mhm.
But
So
that
you
was
don't
specifically
hang
made
on
for
to it.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah. hmm
Those things
I
are
don't
fun,
know.
bro.
Chelsea bought me one and I
Beat
didn't even
Saber?
open it. I returned it.
What?
Chelsea bought me one and I was like, I don't think I'm going to use this. And I don't know if I really want to. I don't know. Like, I feel like I could get addicted to that and then end up being just like like I see that guy playing with his kids in it, dude, and it's just like you could be looking at whatever the fuck you want and just act like they're playing, you know?
yeah, that's true.
Like like I was kind of chuckling because he's just like, they're like, "Daddy, look," and he's probably like watching the fucking basketball game, like, "Oh fuck."
You ever seen the campaign, bro, with Will Ferrell?
Yeah.
That, I don't know why that reminded me of the scene where the mom and freaking Zach Galifianakis are arguing and the kids put the headphones in and the song's like ass and titties and big booty bitches and they're just like rocking out while these parents are just like arguing and
Yeah, because they
just
tell them to put
listening
them on
the
while they're
song.
saying bad words. And then, yeah.
And they're listening to that. It's exactly what that reminded me of, bro.
That's funny. What were we talking about in the middle of that? You were talking like about pedophiles.
Eddie,
or
Eddie
something?
brought up was like, why can't they use it to find pedophiles or something?
Oh,
I don't
that's
know.
how they're
Yeah,
gonna
bro.
track them.
Oh,
You're saying, like the
feel
social
like-
credit scores.
Yeah. I feel
oh
like
yeah,
they're
yeah.
so-
That's what we were talking about.
I don't know, man. I feel like so many bad people are getting away with a lot of bad things, and they're just, I don't know, man.
A lot
There
of
was
those
just-
bad people
there
are
was
in
just
power,
a-
though.
There was just a post I was on Twitter about there's a big investigation into Instagram right now
Yeah.
because of like pedophilia. That's like a
That's-
child trafficking
I saw that
like-
too.
But you don't have
Yeah.
Instagram.
hub.
Me either. But like I was watching Underground 6 with my uncle yesterday, and they're like assassins and stuff. And he was like, "Do you really think they like the government has something like that?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, but they ain't killing no freaking, tyrannical freaking, presidents or anything like that. They're killing America, like average people, like you and I, like freaking, dudes who are, trying to make positive changes. They're killing those kind of people. They ain't killing like the super bad guys. Okay, I'm not saying he was a super good dude, right? But Jeffrey Epstein, he was about to out a bunch of people, and guess what? They killed his ass because he was about to throw them all under the bus.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. What is this? This says Instagram connects vast pedophile network. Investigation.
I was just reading about that shit today.
Yeah, I saw Elon tweet about it. He's always attacking these. Like anytime this news comes out, he's always attacking them so he can get people onto Twitter. What does it say here?
What's worth more, Twitter or Instagram?
I don't know. I think Twitter still has some work because they're not making a lot of money. They just hired a new person to try and get a bunch of their like brand or advertisers to come back because
How do companies like that even make money?
Well, usually it's for advertising. When Elon took over, though, they were all afraid that it was going to turn into like a cesspool of racism and stuff. So a bunch of the advertisers left. So he tried to turn it into like you pay for your check mark and you can get better like exposure based off of the stuff that you put into your actual profile. But I don't know, like people aren't paying $8 to have a blue check mark. But I don't know, dude. Instagram's owned by Facebook, so they probably got to have a higher, probably worth more. Owned Instagram connects pedophiles and guides them to content sellers via recommendation systems. The social network platform helps connect and promote a vast network of accounts openly devoted to underage sex content, the Wall Street Journal and academic researchers found. Instagram does not merely host these activities, its algorithms promote them. The researchers found that Instagram has enabled people to search explicit hashtags and connect them to accounts that use the terms to advertise child sex material for sale.
Yeah, that shit's so crazy, bro.
The accounts often claim to be run by the children and use overtly sexual handles incorporating words. Some menus include prices for videos of children harming themselves and imagery of the minor performing sexual acts with animals. What the fuck?
That's kind of whack, bro. What the hell?
Meta acknowledged problems within its enforcement operations and set up an internal task force to address them.
Dude, why is everything revolve around kids, bro? What's this infatuate? Like, what is this? Why are people so intrigued about kids?
I don't know. There was like someone was talking about like the shit that Shirley Temple had to go through and how like people were obsessed with her and when she was young, and I'm like, yeah, that is kind of true, man. It's fucking weird.
They want their blood, bro. They have young blood.
They got pure blood.
They steal their blood.
God, pure blood.
Oh,
Drink it.
Isn't that like a pinche conspiracy theory that they drink this blood when these kids are like super terrified and it keeps them young?
Yeah.
My cousin was telling me about it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
I remember mom. Yeah, mom was into that for a minute. I was about to say she was sending me some stuff, bro.
Yo, love you, mom.
Dude.
Don't watch this episode.
That is so crazy to think about, bro. And like to think like, I bet you some of these freaking like higher ups have actually tried some crazy shit like that. Like, ain't no shot, bro.
Well, I mean, this is kind of unrelated, but like a lot of like facial rejuvenation things that people get done are made from like baby foreskins. Like they like roll this thing on you and it like it's like needles basically, and it like implants the cells into your cells and it like rejuvenates your skin. Yeah.
It's made from baby wieners?
Yeah, something like that. It's like foreskin, like stem cells. Yeah.
What the freak?
Damn, Jake, you better watch out. Your wiener is about to be attacked, bro. You got that little baby wiener.
Bro, you think it's like after they do the what do the Jews do to the
circumcision?
Yeah, you think maybe they're just like there's a big old bucket of like circumcised wieners, and they just...
That's not just a Jew thing, bro, is it?
No.
I know Isn't it part like, don't they do that? Like, I just remember hearing it about like freaking South Park where they freaking chop off Ike's wiener. Or they don't chop it off, but they remove the foreskin.
Yeah.
What movie?
It's on the
Pretty
South
sure
Park.
that's a pretty standard American
Procedure, Eddie.
procedure
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
nowadays.
Yeah, pick
Again,
up
I
book,
got it
bro.
from South Park.
Wait, Eddie,
That's from South Park, bro.
are you not circumcised, Eddie?
I doubt it. I don't know any beater that is. But then again, I'm not asking dudes if they're circumcised. I don't know.
We'll have that conversation later off cam. Yo, hit the subscribe button and we'll get yo premium subscribers. You guys get the content.
No shot, dude.
Yeah, if you want to hear the rest of this conversation, become a premium subscriber. No, just kidding. Yo, I can't
What in
believe
the
That's a
world? I
cliffhanger
can't
if I've
believe you
never heard
said
one.
that, bro.
I mean, shit, bro. I thought most people were just circumcised, to be honest.
I didn't even know what that was until I was like freaking 15.
Yo, I'm about to like derail this whole conversation. No pun intended. You guys see that crazy ass well, there was the crazy ass train crash in India, and then there was also that plane crash in Virginia. You guys see that shit? The India
No.
one killed like 300 people and
Damn.
injured like 1,000.
It was like a passenger train.
Yeah, there's 2 passenger trains that collided and then they like veered, or that's what they are assuming, and then it like veered into another I think one that is transporting goods and stuff, but
Didn't Ohio have like a couple trains that crashed or something? They were like all
Yeah.
toxic.
Train derailment is a pretty common thing, and I'm like, it seems like such an old technology. Like, you would think that we'd have it figured out. Seems pretty simple.
I think they just go too fast, right? Or I don't know what the fuck.
Well, India,
Probably some like weird, like freak accident, like situation. Like Final Destination
India,
type situation.
I think it's weight
do.
too, though. I think like I think
They're
it's
off
based on
balance.
like weight and like what, I don't know what those main like the main trains are like called, but I think that like they're all like at a capacity, and I think that they sometimes overshoot, and these guys take off with these freaking loads or whatever anyways, and
They
probably
try
the
to
reason
put
why.
too much on them.
Yeah, dude, they're just pushing it way too much to their limits, and I think that's what causes probably a majority of them.
Yeah,
I feel
this. So the one in like this says large train network ferries 22 million people across 67,000 miles of railway daily. So they use trains a lot in India. Like, I don't think we transport that many. Is there like I guess New York would probably be the place where you would hear about like railways and stuff for transporting people, right?
I mean, we have a train here that goes like from like here all the way down to like Provo.
Oh, really? I guess there's like
Doesn't
I guess
Chicago
trains
have
in
a big
Phoenix. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Kanye riding his bike underneath it and making his crazy ass Instagram videos or Twitter
In
videos.
Seattle, right before I left, they were building one from Tacoma to all the way to like, I want to say like close to like Edmonds or North. And that's pretty far. So I don't know.
I don't know, man. It makes me. And then like the plane one was just because apparently they're saying that it's because the pilots, they went too high, and I think it's called like hypoxia or something like that, caused them to like pass out, and then they
The
just
pilot passed out.
everybody.
Oh, everybody,
Was that
That's
the
what they're
Virginia
saying.
one?
Yeah.
bro. What the hell?
So the course, the way that it like the path that it took is crazy too. It doesn't, like, I was looking at it, I was like, how does this work? So it apparently they must have had it to where I think they passed out before they reached their destination, and it was on autopilot. And then, yeah, look at this. So it took off here. Plane bypasses planned destination, and then turns back around here and crashes. That
And
that
they were
doesn't make
all-
any sense.
They were all passed out when this happened.
That's what they're assuming.
So it probably probably passed
Wait,
out.
where was
Like
this
they probably
supposed-
passed
wait.
out,
Hypoxia, right here, poses a threat
and
when
then
flying.
and
Depressurized.
so were they passed out when it crashed?
So cerebral hypoxia can happen if there's a loss in cabin pressure or the plane reaches too high. The higher altitude, the faster a person loses oxygen. So subtle that it's hard for a person to tell when it's happening to them. So what was I reading in this? They're saying that like they lost contact with them shortly after they took off. So they sent these fighter pilots to go, F-16s caused sonic boom rushing to intercept the plane. The alerted domestic events network includes the military. Be unresponsive. The F-16 jets were authorized to travel at supersonic speed to make contact with the aircraft.
That's crazy.
And then I think it said something where the people reported that like they saw, I don't know if they saw people in there that they were passed out or something, but that's wild. Makes me not want to travel, bro.
Yeah, it
ever.
makes me not
I
wanna
mean,
fly.
but I mean, it's a tragedy. But if you think about it, I mean, if you're gonna die in a plane, at least you're knocked out for it.
I mean, that's a way to look at it.
I'm just saying,
At least you're
Not be able to-
unconscious, yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
at
until
least
you
it-
wake up and everybody else is still passed out and the plane's freaking going down. You're just
No,
like,
dude.
Yo, that would be wild.
That'd be the worst. That would be like the worst timing to wake up.
Would you wake up dead?
Like,
No, like you're
uh,
witnessing everything going south, dude. Like everyone's passed out. This plane's going down, and you're just there witnessing it.
It's like
I'm
the
gonna
Travis
start
Barker situation.
I'm gonna start packing a parachute, bro, every time I
like,
go somewhere.
Put me
That's
back
gonna be
to
my
sleep.
carry-on.
I always stay strapped.
Yeah.
My own parachute. Can you buy a parachute? Is it like
Yeah.
as a consumer?
I'm pretty sure. Like people that base jump.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
true. Yeah, I always
Yeah,
think
but-
about. Oh, go ahead.
Just gotta learn how to pack that shit.
If you jump out of a plane that high, let's say someone hijacks a plane, and then you have the emergency gate, and you're like, F this, and you jump out, right? Wouldn't you pass out at 30 some odd feet in the air?
You might just jump into the
Probably
fucking
after-
propeller
Yeah, that'd probably F you up.
like some
And then you kill everybody.
incredible shit. Didn't
Yeah, man.
wasn't there a video just going around of some guy who opened up the fucking emergency door on an actual flight
I thought I saw
I
that
saw that.
too.
because he said he was uncomfortable or something like?
Could you imagine? Dude?
But I don't think
Oh,
they
it's
were
kind
high
of stuffy in
enough.
here. Let's open this window.
Yeah, bro.
Yo, I believe it, bro. People are fucking stupid.
I don't think they were high enough though, where because I remember seeing the video of the dude and he was just like this, like oh. I think they were still on the incline.
Bro.
I'd be fucking triggered. Yo, that would be.
Put him on
I
a
d-
no-fly list, dude. Like, fuck this guy.
The worst part is you think about like you hear about plane accidents all the time, but car accidents are way more frequent.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's out here in Idaho, man, they are so freaking common.
Yeah, especially with you on the road.
I'm a great driver. Bro.
How many
I just
accidents
don't
have you been in?
drive. 14, but who's counting?
Have you actually been in 14? Are you lying to me?
I actually think I've been in more. I think probably 16 or 17.
There's no way. You're not gonna sit here and say that you're a good driver and say you have more than 14.
None of them were my fault besides 2.
Hey, you're the only common factor in 14 crashes.
Bro, Caesar was there with me in one, actually. Jake was there in Seattle too, but I don't know where Jake was at. But
Jake?
Caesar was in my
Jake?
passenger.
You gonna vouch for this guy or what?
But
What do you mean, what?
sorry, I was watching this guy open the plane door.
No way. You have the video? Pull it up, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up.
I was just watching the inside edition, dude. It's just a bunch of people talking about it, and it's like a 5-second clip.
Does it look real?
Yeah, it just looks
It's
like
real,
these guys.
bro.
Looks like the door's open. This guy's just leaning over, like, "Hey, don't take me out."
No way. Show it. I want to see it. At least the clip. That's crazy. They make it that easy to open the door?
Wait, hang on. I don't think I did the.
I think it has to be easy in case they actually need to get out, right?
This guy looks like a dork too.
It's shocking video just as Memorial Day travel kicks into high gear. A disturbed man opens a plane
That
door
dude in the blue
during
is
the
so
flight
chill
while
about it,
panicked
too.
passengers grip their armrests. And it went on for 5 long
How is it
minutes. So
possible?
how could
Nice
this
tag.
possibly happen? Airplane doors
We're
are supposed
about
to
to
be
get
kept
told right now.
airtight and locked. Les Trent spoke with an aviation expert to find out.
Absolute terror. A passenger just opened the airplane door mid-flight, a feat said to be impossible. 194 passengers are on board, and they're getting battered by the intense wind.
This guy,
Imagine
dude,
how
checked
they
out.
must be freaking out. The
Look at this
plane
guy.
was 600 feet
Look
off
at
the
the blue.
ground,
He's chilling.
minutes
Yeah,
from landing
yeah,
in
the guy-
South Korea when it
Guy in the
happened.
blue is like, yeah,
Witnesses say
I've
the
seen this
passenger
shit.
was sitting next
That
to
guy
the
might be
emergency
like
door.
the-
He apparently
um,
showed no signs that
air
anything was
patrolman.
wrong when he suddenly removed a plastic cover, pulled a lever, and the door slid open. How is that even possible?
Today, everyone is wondering how the
All the
heck
necessary
this happened.
steps. What do you mean?
How the heck do you open the door not supposed to open midair?
It's supposed to be impossible.
How did it happen?
I think the most important thing to identify in this story is the phase of flight that this occurred in. This was at the landing of the aircraft when they are going in for their final approach. It actually is possible to open an emergency exit
Why are we
door.
The
exposing it
man
right now?
could not have opened the door at 20 or 30,000 feet.
Yeah, bro, once we
It is
get like a
physically
billion viewers
impossible
watching us,
to
this
open
isn't
that
probably
door
shit we should be
when
This is
the
gonna be the
cabin is
clip that blows
pressurized
up a
and it's
bunch
at
of
its
people
normal
wanting to
cruising
fucking sabotage
altitude.
planes.
9 people had to be treated at the hospital for breathing difficulties. Talk about scary.
Talk about scary.
Did you
That doesn't
imagine,
deserve
like,
an ass whooping. I don't know what does.
What a joke, dude.
after that happens, do you think that guy, like, everyone's just yelling at that guy as you get off the fucking plane? You think that guy got charged
Should
with
whoop his
anything?
ass. Yeah, he has to, right? It was in
I mean-
Korea though too.
I don't know,
It's an
man.
accident.
You peeps in the hospital. I feel like there could be some collateral.
That looked like a Frontier flight to me, bro.
I was gonna say that might be the airline's fault for me having that. They might just
For-
force him to resign from flying.
They should have. It's their fault for seeing him there, man.
Did they have a sign on it that said, "Do not open this" during the landing phase of the plane? If not, he could sue them.
You kind of
Yeah,
speaking
for
facts
real.
right now. But does it say that I can
Don't-
open the door?
Don't remove this plastic lever and pull the lever.
Someone's gassing up to do it. You won't. I will.
No balls.
Yeah, we need to get that guy on the show for an interview. For real. Like, that guy might be a guy that we could actually get. What were you thinking when you pulled that lever?
Would you do
Oh,
it
it was
again?
really hot.
He's like, I was trying to get the
Balls
fuck
out.
off the plane, man. Somebody farted right next to me and got to get off.
You think
What do
it
you-
was that? You think it was that Asian dude, or was he the closest one to the door?
It looked like he was a second. It looked like there's somebody closer, but maybe it
Oh.
was.
Maybe they blinked that guy out or something.
How do you not fly out of the plane?
His seatbelt, dude.
I would think he'd have to get up and try to freaking yank the shit out of that. I would assume. I don't know, but
You didn't
Maybe
see anybody else right there, did you?
I couldn't.
Are we about to
But
do a video breakdown? Hit that back in slow motion.
Play it in like five times slow.
Had to have been a dare. There's no way that. I don't know what you would like. What is your reasoning?
I don't think there is one, man.
We're looking into it too much, huh?
Yeah, I don't think the guy was just being an idiot. I think in reality is just what was going on.
It's like I'm playing Grand Theft
Like,
Auto. I press the
I wonder
triangle
what
button.
I wonder what this does.
Dude, yeah.
That's nuts, dude.
People are bots, bro. People are bots. I'm telling you. Like,
You are.
it's like when you play Fortnite and just some real.
I believe it, bro.
NPC or whatever they call them.
Speaking of bots, do you guys have like an inner monologue?
Oh, what?
Oh,
Like, in your head?
dude, no way we're having this conversation right now. You're about to get me going off. Do you,
Like,
Mason?
do you have like a train of thoughts in your head?
Hold on.
Like-
Hold that thought, because I'm going to lose this before we go. Somebody today told me in my mentor thing, they were like, yo, I love eating cilantro. I eat so much cilantro. And then someone in the background just goes, cilantro tastes like soap to me. And I was like, what the fuck? Okay, continue going on. My bad. I was gonna
That's crazy though. But yeah, like do you have like a train of thoughts in your head, like you hear either like your own voice in your head, or is there just like nothing there?
Like I guess like to comprehend it, like would you say it's like the same thing as just thinking? Or
like
are you
you're
thinking,
talking
like,
to yourself in your head, essentially.
I'll do it like I almost consider like I probably do it on a regular basis. Like when I'm dealing with situations, I'll talk myself through it. Like if this happens, then that's gonna happen type thing.
Like when I'm cooking, I'll be like, all right, grab the eggs, put the eggs, crack the egg, put it in the pan.
Do you have one, Mason?
In my head?
No.
Yeah, I do for sure.
Eddie?
I don't think so.
What? See,
that makes a lot of sense, actually.
I just do, bro. I don't really think about it.
Yeah, I know, bro. I know.
This is what he does. No.
How you like me now?
Yeah, I'm Eddie. I do. That's kind of just how I am. And
Chelsea was telling me that Alyssa said that, and I was like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "Yeah, apparently it's a thing. She doesn't have an inner dialogue, like she doesn't communicate to herself in her head." And I was like, "So what is she do? Like when she's not talking and she's like when she's thinking about something, is she not thinking about anything? Like I don't get it.
Like she's just sitting there,
yeah,
empty brain."
Like if she's sitting on the couch, for example, like would you say like nothing's going through her head? But if like say someone was like, hey, can you go to the fridge and grab this? Like that's all she's comprehending is I need to get up, I need to go to the fridge and I need to get this. Like
but maybe she's not even having that thought. I don't understand
what?
Why did you bring this up? Because I don't understand it at all.
Because we were talking about NPCs and bots, and I was thinking like people that don't have inner monologues are like NPCs, bro.
True. They're just there.
I feel like I'm constantly I think like I feel like if you didn't, right, then some people go out and do crazy shit, right? Or discipline another one. But I think it depends on the situation. I think if there's something that you're trying to achieve or do, I'm just going to use a simple example, right? If you're going to talk to a girl, if you think about it too much, it's not usually good, right? You just go out and do it, or just shit like that. But I think there are certain things that require more thinking, for sure. Cooking, another one, right? I got to do this, I got to do that. And in those instances, I do it,
But are you thinking about like you're probably not like thinking about it. It's probably something that you have already done, so you're just kind of like operating through the process, almost like a bot.
No.
I don't want to overcomplicate
like
it, but
drive.
I don't want to like overcomplicate it, but are you saying like
Or autopilot.
kind of like what you mentioned earlier, Mason, when like if you're baking something, like you need to get the eggs, you need to do that, like you're talking to yourself through it? Or are you thinking like, are you talking about like there's stuff on my mind that I'm processing as I'm doing something, if that makes sense?
Like you're thinking about something else?
Oh, it could just be like maybe a task at hand and you're thinking about the process, what issues you could run into, things like that. Versus like if you're making like a cake or something, you're doing eggs, it's kind of like you already know it, but you're like talking yourself through it. Like you're almost like it's almost like a commentary.
Either
you're talking over it, like without you actually talking.
Yeah.
So like, for example, like one thing that I do, if I'm like, so right now I go on runs and I'll record a video and I'll think about what I'm going to say. Right. So like, I'll think about that for 15 minutes and think about how I'm going to structure it and everything. But I'm just having that conversation in my head and I'm like reciting it in my head. There are people who they don't do they don't do that. Like they just visualize things.
Yeah, I don't understand. I brought it up kind of because like I don't really understand how it works either. Because I was just reading about that and like the way that people like process thoughts is different.
How Robert pointed that out about I think I visualize more than
what do you mean?
Like words.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what I do a bit more. I don't really think too much like that, but
yeah, like you actually see the stuff.
I actually try to see it. I think if you put, and I don't know if it's like from something that I just like experiencing or from something like someone really close to me once upon a time ago would tell me like, you got to visualize these things. And so I kind of like adapted that, and I don't really think too much of like the vocalization of it. I don't really process that. It's just more of a visualization type of thing is what I kind of focus.
It's so weird.
Keep it simple and pictures.
But how would you like conduct it? Like, because I looked it up too, because it didn't make any sense to me, but also like, I don't know, like how does that conversation sound? Like even reading about it, I'm like, I don't really understand. It still doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I don't like, how can you not
discover,
like how do you discover that? Like how do they discover that?
But it like if you're thinking about something, there has to be some type of internal monologue, right? Like you've got to be communicating with yourself in your head somehow. Or you're just not thinking about something, you're just doing it.
Well, I think it depends on how you're taking, like, I think it's how you're going about it. Like, I think one scenario is like troubleshooting, right? Your thought process is like almost like process of elimination. Like you're trying to roll out what things are working and what's not working versus like doing something that you already know how to do. And you could just record yourself doing it. But say you didn't have all the right words at the time, then you do like a commentary over it where you're just talking through your process and what you're doing. So I think it depends. Like, I think one is like a train of thought, like thinking about what's happening, what's next. And the other one is like, I'm in the moment, I'm talking myself through this process, but not necessarily, there aren't any hurdles to get over.
It's kind of interesting to think about, like how people, but even then, like, do you really, okay, for us four, an example, do you really think about what you're about to say that much? Because we're all pretty honest with each other.
I mean, when I'm in the middle of a conversation, I don't really think about what I'm going to say. It kind of just comes out, kind of just respond automatically to what somebody else says.
Yeah.
Unless somebody else is talking for a while, then I'll kind of like think about, like, I'll try to process what they're saying and then formulate a response.
Yeah, I think it depends on the topic too. Like if you're having a conversation with someone where it's like you're trying to figure something out, I'll probably think about it a little bit more in terms of what I'm going to say, and also if it's a solution that I'm coming up with, I might I might put a little bit more focus into what I'm thinking about. But if it's just like a simple conversation, I'm not thinking about a whole lot. I feel like I used to be in my head a lot though, before like I would have conversations with people. I'm like, I'm planning it out. It's got to go this way. If it doesn't go this way, like I'm fucked, you know? I think that's where the anxiety and stuff would come
That would
from.
be
But
super difficult.
oh yeah, dude, that was where my anxiety would fucking like kill me back then. Is like I was like, I gotta have like an idea of how this conversation's gonna go. So I'd like plan conversations out, which is weird, but
I don't think that's weird. I think that's pretty common. But that would psych I feel like that could like really, you could psych yourself out.
oh dude, there was a period where I would like, that was probably when I was at my worst. Like I wouldn't go and do anything because I would like literally fear running into somebody and having to like experience something that I wasn't prepared for.
I think socializing is kind of draining. I think it's I'm not one that gets like yeah, some people like they just like vibe off of that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not one of those, dude. Like when I socialize,
Extroverts.
I am not. I'll do what I can to get by, but at the end of the day, like
It's
not
kind of
my-
like a
it's not my
muscle
strongest
too.
suit,
Like
yeah.
the more you do it, the easier it gets.
Yeah, you gotta
And then
practice
like
it.
if you don't socialize for a long time, it's like it feels uncomfortable.
Just
Well,
like when
look
you
at
see
COVID.
dogs. Just look at dogs too.
Look what COVID did to people.
That's when it was bad for me. That was like when, like I think about when I went to Idaho and like I didn't see you guys during that Christmas and stuff, and I was big, bro. Like I think that was probably my worst, and I was just like, I don't want to see anybody, bro. I don't want to be around anybody. Like I just couldn't handle it. And you think about dogs too, like if you don't socialize them, they go out and they start barking. They're like they don't know how to like act. It's fucking weird.
They don't know how to interact with other dogs.
Yeah.
Robert, are you more introverted or extroverted?
Honestly, I'm like a very much a homebody, but I kind of force myself now to go out because if I don't get that practice, especially like with real estate, like you have to be willing to have those conversations, especially when it's like if you're in negotiations and stuff, you don't ever want to be in that point where you're like, I can't talk to this person, or you have a client reaching out and you're like, shit, like how do I have this conversation? I think that was a big part that kind of made me kind of overstep that issue where I didn't want to communicate, or like I had to plan everything out in my head. Because that's one thing that I still struggle with is like, if something like spontaneously comes upon me, like I immediately kind of like put my guard up and I'm like, fuck, man, like I wasn't ready for this. So that's where I feel like I naturally am just like an introvert, but I try to force myself to get past that so I can, you know, be a regular civilian that contributes.
What about you, Mason?
Oh, I'm definitely way more introverted than extroverted for sure.
Really?
But it like also kind of like I feel like sometimes it changes. Kind of like depends on my mood.
What about the environment you're in too, probably?
Yeah, definitely the environment
People.
I'm in.
Oh, that makes sense.
And the people I'm around.
Dude, and I can see where you guys are coming from, but man, like how you were saying, Robert, you get anxious. There's some.
We're losing you.
Damn, that's tough.
We're losing you.
Thanks for tuning into this week episode.
Like, did I
To
lose
this
you?
day, like
Did I? No,
Eddie, you're gonna have to re-say that. You were cutting out the whole time.
the whole time.
oh,
Can you run it back again?
Can you type it into the chat this time? And I'll just read it out for you.
dude, I knew it was.
What are you saying? Let's wait for this connection to get better.
You're
I'll play
running
the
out of
Jeopardy
internet.
music.
I was just saying that I think it's interesting to hear that because, dude, like having those interactions with people and going out there and having those like unplanned things, Dude, I find it exciting. I think it's stimulating. I enjoy it. And I don't know. It's something that's like I go out I try to cut back on my drinking a ton. And I've been working on it, but how do you meet a lot of people now? Right? You go out to a bar. I mean, I guess that's kind of the tough part about not living in a city is where you could go out and do something that you're really into that doesn't include that, but a lot of it out here is just going out to a bar, having a beer, stuff like that, right? So like I'll go to a bar, have a beer, and I'll get people like I'll run into people who will like buy me drinks and buy my cousin her drinks and I don't know. I really enjoy that going out there, meeting people, talking to people. Um, and not everyone's gonna be your type of person, right? But I think when you're able to find people that you click with and have those meaningful conversations or just bullshit for a laugh, it kind of makes it worth it, you know. But
No,
yeah,
I feel you on that. I feel like that's probably why like I try and force myself to do a lot of that stuff is because like for a long time I was really just holding myself back from doing that type of shit. And even like doing like this podcast or when I do post on my social media, like that's all stuff that I wanted to do, but like in my head I couldn't bring myself to do it. I think it was a lot of like confidence issues, anxiety for whatever reason is just like putting yourself out there. But like yeah, to me it just wasn't ever like something that I really cared a whole lot about. Like I really enjoy the shit that I do and a lot of times it's just not being around people. As weird as it sounds, it's like I really am just like a kind of low-key person, dude. It's not a whole lot to me, you know.
yeah. I mean,
Except like the people that I like of course care about and being around, but that's where I feel like I shoot myself in the foot too, is like over here I don't have any friends that I go out with, dude. Like I go to the gym now and I feel like that's where I kind of find those people that I have some type of relationship with or something in common. It's like we're in there doing something and trying to get better. It's something like the sense of community that I have in there. It like I feel like that has helped me a lot. So like I'm kind of getting out of my shell and becoming more of an extrovert, but sometimes I just am like, people are fucking lame to be around sometimes, dude. I just don't really want to deal with it. It's so much effort, you know? Like, I don't know. I'm like a mixed bag. It really just depends on my mood too, like Mason said.
I thought you were gonna come up with some dope analogy, and you just ended it at I'm like a mixed bag, and then you didn't have anything good to say after that.
I'm like a mixed bag, dude, of Skittles. You know, taste the rainbow.
They all taste the same.
Exactly. No. I don't know, man. I feel like it's weird, bro, because like I don't know, because I feel like I can function in those type of settings too. Like I feel like I'm very good at like kind of like carrying myself in a way of like I think about when I was back in school and stuff and like how I carried myself with confidence, but like it wasn't really something that I felt comfortable with, you know. But like I can go and talk, like I can have conversations with people, and it's not something that I'm terrible at. Like I probably could be better, but they're like we've had that conversation about how people are just kind of like awkward and don't really know how to have conversations, but like sometimes it's just like, damn, bro. It's a lot of extra stuff that's sometimes just feels unnecessary at times. That's a bad mindset though. I feel like that's something that I struggle with.
That's fair. I feel like everyone has something that they struggle with when it comes to social things, right?
For sure. But
show.
I don't know. Like in my head, I feel like it kind of like limits your opportunities too. If you're just not like, because you, like you said, you never know who you could be bullshitting with, dude. It could be somebody that I do have something like really in common with, or somebody who we might be able to bounce dope ideas around and come up with something fucking amazing. Like you never know. So I feel like that's where it's like, that's where I'm shooting myself in the foot.
Yeah, I also think it depends on where you go to find that too. Usually when you go to a bar or something like that, I mean, usually it's people trying to have a good time, right? But like if you go to a convention or some sort of technology convention or something that you're really into, and like I was thinking about this the other day, the last couple I ran into,
Yeah, I feel the same
That's
way,
pretty
bro.
cool. Yeah, that's so cool.
he's
dude.
killing it.
I feel like he was about to tell us how he ran into a couple and they're like trying to bring him in for a threesome or something.
That's happened to me twice, actually.
No way, bro. What'd you say?
Yeah.
Like
I
a
said no,
trifecta?
bro. Yeah. So I can't even pee
You said
next
yeah
to dudes,
first.
let
You
alone-
said yeah first.
Little Eiffel Tower action.
Yeah.
No, it's the wobbly H, bro.
Yeah, bro. I get gun shy, bro. No shot. No shot. But
You don't think you
no,
ever
it was
do
literally
it?
not with two dudes. Probably not, bro. No, I get gun shy, bro.
What if it was one of
I
your
can't
homies?
even, like,
What if it was Jake?
Oh, chill, bro.
she'd have to be awfully pretty.
If it was no, I'm just kidding.
Who?
If it was the girl from Knocked Up that you said is top tier.
No, bro. That picture you showed me she was busted, bro.
If it was if it was Doja Cat.
Dude, that was so funny, bro.
Yo.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, I saw this guy there, and he did IT, and I immediately thought of Jake when he was talking. And I was just like, man, you know, even then, like, even though if those opportunities aren't for you, you could totally set up, you know, when you're like, if it can come with like even ladies or job opportunities or even, you know, cars or all sorts of shit, right? Like, oh yeah, I'm selling a freaking Honda Civic 2001. I'm like, oh, my buddy was looking for one of those. That's so interesting, right? Could be all sorts of opportunities, you know? But that's what he did, and I immediately thought of Jake when he said that, and I was like, fuck, man. And I got his number. Hit him up today.
That reminds me of like one of the things I was reading about. It's like when you're trying to, a lot of people will say like when you're trying to accomplish something, to like keep it to yourself kind of until you like get it done. But it's better to like share everything that you're doing with everybody that you come into contact with, because then you might get some sort of like help or some sort of opportunity can present itself, like in the form of other people like coming to you.
I feel like that shit is real, bro. I feel like I've run into that too many times, and like now that I'm a little bit more level-headed and am a little bit more open to like those opportunities, I feel like I run into things and I'm like, yo, that kind of lines up with what I am wanting to do, which is like even the gym thing, bro. Like going in there and they're just like, hey, if you're interested in being an instructor, we're hiring. And you know, like I would have never have gone up before in the past and just been like, hey, like what's this about? Like, because I have no experience with this. So it's like immediately in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be shut off to it. And those guys fucking, like now I go in there, they freaking are super dope, really nice to me, gave me an opportunity. I'm like, damn. And it's kind of crazy that it just kind of like lines up with what I've been doing, like with my social media and promoting positive thinking and stuff. Is like, that was kind of one of the things that clicked in my head. I'm like, yo, like you got to just keep doing this and putting yourself out there. Crazy how that stuff lines up though.
You're gonna be
What do you got to lose, bro?
You're gonna be the new senpai over there, bro. They're just gonna come to you for assistance and help and advice.
Hey man, I don't know.
Should have got you that jacket, bro.
What jacket?
What did the jacket say, Jake? I sent you a picture.
I can't remember. I think it just says senpai on it though.
Yeah, one was sent, but it said it in like the Pornhub logo. It's senpai and fucking something else.
What does senpai mean?
It's just like It's almost like an upperclassman, I think, right? Or someone that you respect, or that's just older
I thought
than
it was
you.
I thought it was a train, almost like a Jedi.
Like a
Almost
mentor.
like
Master.
almost like a teacher.
Master.
I say like a teacher.
Yeah, like
It's
a
my
teacher,
sage.
master. Yeah.
Yeah.
You sound just like him, bro.
But
Yeah, been
yeah,
working
man.
on my impersonations.
I
Hey,
think they put it out there.
everybody, don't be afraid to put yourselves out there. Take a shot in the dark. You never know where it'll get you. That's how we ended up here. And hopefully we can carry it all the way to the top. You know, we'll be the realest. One day, we'll be real number one too. You know? But I want to thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Might feature you on the next episode. Who knows?
Maybe not.
Might get you in here for an interview, call you out on your shit. I'm just kidding. We love you. Appreciate the time that you spend watching us, and take care of yourselves. Drink a lot of water, get some sun, you know, get your health right. Take care of yourself and let the other shit take care of itself around you. No? Facts.
I like it.
Facts.
We out of here.
Wise words.
Peace.